What up, everybody? It's your boy, Sag the King, up in this motherfucking man, back with another video. As y'all can see from the title, Cassie is a master finesser. $10 million out of a hotel. But the defense tears her apart. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm going to try not to make this video too long, but it's a lot to unpack. Cassie testimony is done, is finished, is finito. But man, oh man, did they make her look crazy as fuck. Caught her in so many lies. Caught her in reasonable doubt ass shit. Man, let's get into it. So, let's see. So let's start with the first thing, right? She demanded that the hotel, the Intercontinental, that y'all see, that video, I posted the full video of what happened because they was only showing us like a minute, the worst parts of the video, which still doesn't condone anything that was done in that video. But if you watch the whole 15 minutes of video, it wasn't as bad as they was making it out to be, being that she stayed around. She was even trying to have back and forth dialogue with Diddy while the security was there. She was not in a rush to hurry up and leave like she's claiming in her lawsuit and claiming in her first 2 days of testimony, okay? That video showed it all. She was not in a rush to leave, you know what I'm saying, when the security came. Yes, she was trying to leave, but she wasn't making every attempt to leave. Go be the judge of that video yourself, okay? Anyways, it has come out that that hotel gave her $10 million right before the day before the Diddy trial. So not only did Diddy give her $20 million tax-free, but the hotel, she blackballed them as well and demanded that once they put that footage out, she demanded $10 million from that hotel and got it. The reason why she was able to get that is because the person that was the security took a video of that and released it to the public, and that is how all this shit came down on Diddy. She didn't release that video. Diddy didn't release that video. The hotel didn't release that video. This nigga who was in the video, the security, he made a copy of that shit and gave it to an outlet, and they released that shit. And this is how a lot of this whirlwind had started. She had already been paid her 20 M's. Once that video came out, she demanded another 10 M's from the motherfucking, she probably demanded more, but they settled on 10 million. That's factual. So she got a 30 piece out of all of this, $30 million. Now go watch that 15-minute video and tell me if that was worth 10 million fucking dollars. Okay? I don't believe that the hotel should have been liable to pay her for that. What the fuck did they have to do with her getting physically assaulted by Diddy in a hotel? They didn't do anything about it. But since that they are liable for that coming out, and she could say, oh, it destroyed my image and all this other shit. Hey, man, it was enough for them to give her 10 M's. So she got $30 million, bruh. So this is the second time that they find out that she is the one that demanded the hotel give her that money. So they already proved that she is the one that was encouraged by her husband and her mom to write a book and sent him chapters of it and said, if you don't give me $30 million, I'm going to release this. He gave her $20 million, and she's still doing all this, okay? Let me go ahead and say before this video gets too much longer, once again, Diddy's abuser. He's narcissistic. He's egotistic. He's a fucking weirdo. He's a freaky ass nigga. He's a 69 God. Yes, Cassie did deserve probably every single red cent of that. Yes, I do believe that she was physically, mentally, and emotionally, amongst other things, abused by Diddy. With that being said, I don't think Diddy is guilty of anything that he's being charged with, being that he's not being charged with any physical or sexual crimes. Okay, she never filed not one police report. She never called the police, not one time. She never got a restraining order, not one time. It would have been proven by now. All right, and we're going to get into a whole lot of back and forth dialogue after a lot of claims was made by Cassie. The defense ripped her apart on this last day and did not make her look too good. That's just the first thing. But do I feel like also Cassie is accountable and did participate willingly in a lot of the shit that she claims led to her own drama? Yes. Okay, so a lot of things can be true at the same time. Yes, Diddy is everything we think he is. Yes, Cassie probably deserved every fucking bit of that money, and I believe everything that she said about Diddy. But do I believe Diddy should go to jail for things that he's not being charged with? No. And do I believe that Cassie is a willing participant in a lot of this shit? Yes. And do I feel like she extorted the hotel and Diddy? Yes. Okay, but again, she probably deserved all that shit. But the way that she went about it is crazy, because if you really want to bring awareness to a situation and expose a person, you're going to do that shit for free. You're not going to do that shit for 30 million fucking dollars, okay? It was exposed that she not only was fucking Diddy at the same time, she was fucking Kid Cudi at the same time, she was fucking an unknown NFL player at the same time, and she was fucking her trainer, who is now her husband, Alex, at the same time. He was fucking 4 niggas at the same time in the same time frame, okay? Okay. Anyways, then they played audio where she threatened to kill Diddy because this dude named Jonathan Odie, an escort, secretly recorded her. And I guess, somebody had the film, but she threatened Diddy to kill him and said that the blood won't be on her hands. Someone else will do it. If she doesn't show him a video that he supposedly had been keeping, that the escort Jonathan Odie has sent her, okay? Then they showed text messages between Diddy and her where Diddy was telling her, I don't want you to be high all the time when we doing these freak offs. Like, I want you to actually remember the experience. So this throws holes in her defense that Diddy just had her high all the fucking time so he can take advantage of her. This is not the first time, but maybe it was brought up again where he specifically was saying he does not want her high all the time. He just wants her to remember the shit, okay? They have messages afterwards where, she's saying she doesn't never want the freak offs to end. And he's telling her like, hey, you want this freak offs to end? She's like, nah, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I was going to say. They text messaging back and forth before they go to sleep. She's like, I'll have something to talk to you about tomorrow. And he was like, what, the freak offs? And she's like, yeah. And then he's like, what, you just going to tell me that you don't want to do them no more? And she was like, oh, you think I'm so predictable? Well, that's not what I was going to say. You know what I mean? They have other text messages from her saying that she wishes that the freak offs would never end. She want to do them for the rest of her life. Like, this is scripted shit. This is not no shit I'm making up. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing a lot of this, but this is coming from direct dialogue that I've seen being read. All right. Then this is the most damaging shit. She said that she was still texting. Okay. So in other videos, I described a scene where Diddy supposedly sexually assaulted her. Right. But the defense proved that not only that night she contacted Diddy out the blue and said, and she was dating her now husband at the time and was saying, please, I want to meet up with you. I want to have closure. You know what I'm saying? If this man was treating you so bad and you could never get away and all this other stuff, then why are you texting him out the blue talking about you want to meet with him and have closure? Okay. That's neither here nor there. Longer story short, they had dinner. He came, this is according to her. He came back, he sexually assaulted her. He had black in his eyes and he just looked like a demon, and he sexually assaulted her on the floor and bounced, okay? That's what her testimony said. They found text messages where Diddy was texting her 2 days later saying, oh man, my bad for the other night. I'm losing it. I wasn't as good as I usually am. And she wasn't tripping. She didn't bring up nothing, no sexual assault or nothing. Matter of fact, she text him with heart emojis out of the blue after this supposed incident had happened. 2 days later, you was with your boyfriend still in a relationship. You didn't say anything to him about the shit, okay? You didn't go to the police. You didn't tell nobody else. But 2 days later, you're texting him after he supposedly sexually assaulted you, and you're telling him she's trying to go to somebody's birthday party or something, and they end up going together, okay? Then another time after this alleged sexual assault, Diddy was smacking on her again, and her husband FaceTimed her. He was watching Diddy smack on her via FaceTime. She also admitted that After that incident, she still went back and had sex with Diddy voluntarily, and that they went back to his house and they had a good time. Did y'all hear everything I just said? She claims that she was sexually brutally assaulted by Diddy after she contacted him for closure while she has a boyfriend, mind you. But she continued to have sex with Diddy. When they asked her, why did you continue to have voluntary sex after Diddy, after you say that he sexually assaulted you and you had sex with him multiple times and you was in a relationship at the time, she said, this was her direct answer: because we were together for 11 years, so I didn't see no big deal in it. I don't know if anybody's ever been sexually assaulted. I haven't. But this is crazy behavior for somebody who on day 1 or 2 described a brutal attack. But now the defense have pulled up your own words and your own messages that you still kept contacting this man for favors and for incentives and to have sex voluntarily. And you said the last time that y'all had sex, y'all had a good time. Make it make sense. Okay? Then they said, man, she said she wanted the freak offs for the rest of her life. That is what she said, bro. That is what she said. You know what I'm saying? So then, they brought up text messages too, where Diddy was admitting, and she admitted that Diddy had let her go about her way in 2018. The reason why she was mad at Diddy and why she never wanted to see him again, so she claimed, and never talked to him again, was because at Kim Porter's funeral, who is Diddy's baby's mama, Diddy got up there and she attended the funeral, said Kim Porter was his soulmate. They found text messages after that where Cassie was like, I thought I was your soulmate. I can't believe you just would throw 11 years of what we had away. So she felt like used trash when Diddy told the world that Kim was his soulmate, and she felt some type of way about that. She felt more than some type of way about that. But you were in a relationship already with your now husband. Y'all got married the next year, but you were still texting him about being his soulmate and that you thought you was the one, okay? Then they pull up text messages from 2020 where they're texting positive back and forth to each other. He's saying, you're going to be a great mom and all this other good stuff. And she's like, thank you. And it was amicable. The breakup was amicable. Nothing was going on. Like I said, and like it's been proven, it wasn't until years later where, and they said that her husband realized that she was getting fucked while on FaceTime, and he started punching holes in walls and shit, okay? So she must like niggas who are prone to violence at some level, you know what I mean? But it did not sound like it ended very badly, you feel me, at all. Because you had plenty of time to do all this. But then, after coercion from your mama, after coercion from your husband, when that bag ain't there no more years later, now you want to sue this nigga for $20 million and extort him and still go forward with this shit? Then we find out you got another 10 mil from demanding, that's their words in the documents. The Intercontinental Hotel pay you. They settled for 10 mil. Ain't no telling what she was asking for. Bruh, they did not make her look too good in the court today. And if I'm a juror and I'm listening to all this, yes, I think Diddy is the monster that they paint him out to be. But yes, I think Cassie is a master finesser. She's a master finesser, man. She can play the victim role all she wants, but Cassie is a master finesser at the end of the day. Yes, I do believe that she's a woman who deals with physical, mental, and emotional trauma, but she is also a master manipulator herself, and she probably got that from Diddy, from being around him for 11 years. She's figured out a way to wiggle herself into some bread and do her 1-2 into 30 million motherfucking dollars, man. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy that her husband knew about a lot of this shit, and all of a sudden, like I said, it's just one finesse ass game that they pulled out one of the best finesses in the 2020s. This is probably the best finesse I've ever seen in the 2020s, man. Because not only did she get everything that she wanted, her cake, but she got to eat it too by destroying this man's reputation and taking him to court and making him look crazy. Now, just some more to add to this. Dawn Richard, who is a former Danity Kane member, I think, she got on the stand and testified that she seen Diddy beat Cassie and was saying shit like, bitch, give me my food, and chasing her around with a skillet and shit like that. But again, I want to remind y'all, Diddy is not on trial for anything physically or sexually abusive or assault or anything like that. He's on trial for racketeering, maintaining a criminal enterprise, and sex trafficking. Now, it's hard to prove sex trafficking. Like I can see if Diddy was bringing Cassie around celebrities and being like, hey, yo, you want to fuck my bitch? Hey, it's going to be like 30 bands. That's sex trafficking to me. Like, you using her to... But when she is a willing participant in shit and she's going out and it's documented that she paid the escorts, that she contacted the escorts, even though we know all the money and he put her up to this shit because he's a freaky ass nigga, like I said, it's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove in a court of law, especially when you're making a decision about giving a man the rest of his life in prison. Okay? He's not being charged with anything physically or sexually assault-wise. And all them statute of limitations of him beating her ass is way out the window. He ain't even fucked with her since 2018. It's 2025. You were still texting this man while you was in a relationship talking about, oh, I always thought I was your soulmate. 2020, y'all texting each other, hey, you're going to make a great mom. You was always my ride or die. You know, we had some wild times and, you know, God got us through it. And there was no problems, no accusations of the R word, you know, like sexual assault. And hey, the defense raised question of reasonable doubt in my mind. Yes, you know, Cassie is a victim, but to an extent, okay? I'm going to say 50-50. 50-50. I'm going to say she was 50% a victim and 50% a willing participant. That breaks even, okay? She admitted to that all the freak-offs didn't occur with just her and men. It occurred with her watching Diddy fuck girls, okay? She admitted that she got jealous and in a rage because he took pictures with other girls. You were fucking Kid Cudi, your man now, an NFL player, and Diddy all at the same time. He was taking 4 trips on dicks at the same time. Not even to mention all these escorts. That she admitted that she had freak-offs where Diddy wasn't even present with some of these same people. The Jonathan, not the Jonathan dude, the Philip dude from day one testimony. Okay, if y'all been following these videos, like I said, man, you know, at first we was all Cassie's a victim, all this other shit. But as all this trial has played out, like I said, and I keep saying in every video, the 48 laws of power, law number 7, destroy your enemies totally. You feel me? And she's did a great job with that with Diddy. But law 47 says know when to stop. Don't go past your set mark. Otherwise, people that are with you are going to turn against you. And that is what we're starting to see as all this evidence comes out, pointing that it ain't as bad as you was making it out to be, especially when you're saying that he sexually assaulted you and there's proof that y'all have multiple occasions, including a time where you FaceTimed your own husband when he was dogging you down, you know what I'm saying, where you were a willing participant and having sex with this man, and you even stated that the last time y'all had sex, y'all had a good time, and y'all went back to his house and you voluntarily had sex with that man, okay? Again, let me end this video by saying, Diddy is the monster that he has been made out to be. He is even more weirder and freakier than we ever thought he was. But is he guilty of the crimes that he's being charged with? No. Did he physically assault Cassie? Yes. Okay. I don't think he sexually assaulted her at all. But that's not what he's being charged with. That's not what he's being charged with. And if we're going to talk about law and fairness, and we always want justice, especially for black people, we we can think what we want about Diddy personally as a person, but as a law, if we want it to be fair trial, just like we would want a fair trial, and if we was Diddy, have they proved that he sex trafficked her, he's continuing a criminal enterprise? Like, no. If I'm a juror, sorry, y'all can hate me all y'all want. I'd say no. Nope. Y'all not going to make me send this man to prison for the rest of his life for crimes that he's not being charged with. Because if it was the court of public opinion, he should get the death penalty. But if we're talking about a court of law, and black people always want fairness in a court of law, regardless of what a person's character is outside of that court of law, we cannot convict them of things that they are not being charged with based on our personal feelings, how we feel about people. We have to go with the evidence and the facts. And the evidence and the facts really just make Cassie look like a willing participant, a person who was in a toxic ass, abusive ass, drug-related relationship. And you kept coming back. You kept coming back. And a person who is an extortionist. Because like I said, if you really wanted to bring awareness to this, if you really wanted to expose this man, there would be no monetary money going on at all. At all. All right? Because there's real victims of this kind of crimes who are speaking out and doing this kind of shit for free. They ain't getting no $30 million. So make it make sense. It's your boy, Sack the King, up in this motherfucker, man. Hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. What do you think, man? How y'all think Diddy's trial is going to end? Not guilty, mistrial, guilty with a short sentence with time served, or guilty with a long sentence with a Trump pardon? That's the 4 scenarios that I'm thinking, and I'm leaning closer to a mistrial or not guilty. King.